Hello, and once again, welcome to your favorite Queercast Starfinder podcast. First thing to say is, happy birthday, Starfinder. This wonderful game came out 1 year ago, and I'm so glad it did. It sparked this amazing queer vision for me, and allowed me to meet this incredible cast, and it's just been all around fantastic. Speaking of the cast, we continue our journey through an Eoxian game show this week. We've made it through 2 of the 4 challenges. The question is, will we survive what is next? Hint, the cover art Punder Drone did for this episode will give you an idea of what's ahead for us. I think Mio is still mad that Phaedra said none of us got hurt in the first challenge. The interview with the absolutely amazing Cosmic Crit podcast about Starfinder and our show went live on Sunday, September 2nd, along with their 50th episode. The interview was extremely fun and rewarding, and we're so glad to be sharing this podcasting community with such wonderful people. Honestly, you should definitely be listening to their podcast as well. They're just fantastic. As always, we hope that you will take some time and give us a 5-star rating on iTunes and a positive review. And if you have any friends who like queer representation in arts and gaming, please let them know about us. We can be reached on Twitter at ExQueerience, can be reached via email at ExQueeriencePoints@gmail.com, or we can be found on Facebook. And we would absolutely love to hear from you. Some of my favorite interactions lately have been with people who listen to the show and giving suggestions about what our powers might look like or what kind of social interactions we might be having and what they think about George and just all of the cool stuff that's been going on. So please keep that coming, and I look forward to hearing from you some more. At any rate, now let's get back to the show. Eoxian Coroner's Report, Post-Adventure Hook Episode 15. The current specimens arrived after competing in the Adventure Hook competition show. In round 1, looked like to be a promising team. I really thought they had a chance. Unfortunately, in round 2, their leader/captain ran in and started the trap sequence without knowing the space or even looking around. I've never seen a contestant so crazy to push a big red button in my entire life. Unfortunately for the female companions, the traps began to kill them very quickly. The tall, hairy female died twice, but this other specimen kept healing her. The tall, hairy male seemed a bit dim-witted. He went into the safe zone, but couldn't seem to figure that out. In the end, he wound up breaking some of the traps rather than take his team to the safe zone. It looks like the team was all brawn and no brains.
I think that about sums it up.
It makes me so sad because both Phaedra and Angus have like really high intelligence.
Couldn't perceive garbage, though.
Absco couldn't hide from traps.
No, Absco can hide from a lot, but not the traps. All right, so we find ourselves right where we left off in the pyramid room with the big red button. The traps have stopped, so it seems.
We all took a 10-minute rest to get our SP back.
Mm-hmm.
So just checking in with everyone is like, are we as recovered as we're going to get? I don't think do we want to see if we can go back the other way where it's easier?
I think that the only way is forward, really.
If I turn around, that's forward for me, is all I'm saying. Phaedra, how are you feeling about this?
One, I feel like shit, but I think that the only way is to go through the eastern door.
Okay.
I mean, let's just get this shit over with.
Well, there's 3 of them. We just want to go through the middle. Which one? Where do we want to go?
The door that has the green light around it is here on the east.
Yeah, Absco's
been pointed out.
Absco's gonna walk over that direction.
We'll just go to the center one then, since that's the one that's open.
The doors open up for you. You see just one big empty room.
I will take a single step forward, not entering the room, but on the cusp. And I want to do a perception check.
Okay.
One of my better skills, if you don't know, is really not. Oh, I'll take a natural 20.
Hey.
So with 25, at first you see just a blank, empty white room. And then you see up in the corners and along the wall the telltale signs of holographic projectors.
Phaedra, can you come up here? I'm seeing some holographic projectors, and I'm not sure what these might be about, but I think they could kill us, and I'd like to see if you maybe have an idea. Would we do an engineering check to see if we can figure this out?
That's fine.
Do you want to do separate or assisted? I have a +7.
I have a +8.
Let's do just individual, and we can talk.
Yeah.
Unless you just want to assist me. I got an 18.
I got a 10.
Well, they appear to be holographic projectors. Angus, you know that holographic projectors aren't exactly known for murdering people. But given what you've been through, it is, you're not entirely sure. You'll have to enter the room and get closer to them to find out anything more.
Captain, I think there's a big red button in here. And I step aside.
Don't be rude. I need to heal myself real quick because I'm looking rough. So I'm gonna do Mystic Cure on myself.
Okay. So Captain Kira, rather than walking into the room, begins praying to Desna to please heal her wounds.
All right, so 5 + 1 is 6,
+2, baby.
or +2 rather. Is not
So-
6. That would be 7.
Okay.
Cool.
There you go.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Captain Kira heals some of her wounds. She's still looking pretty rough.
So I'm gonna walk in.
Uh,
I'm full into the room now.
Yeah, Absco follows.
All right. Kira and Absco walk into the blank white room. It's still blank. It is still white.
Hello.
Phaedra, I think it requires all of us to enter.
My fur's like matted with blood, and I'm just like, okay.
I'm going to
No,
reach
really?
over and take Phaedra's hand, but in my hand is a Mark 1 healing serum that I'm palming
Okay.
to her. And I'm like, let's go. Let's go. Let's get this done. And in I'll step.
Okay. And Phaedra, are you stepping in with them?
Yeah, I'm gonna use that healing serum.
Okay. So Angus steps into the room and Phaedra steps in, setting off the healing serum. As the doors shut behind you and all of the holographic projectors activate, and a beautiful scene emerges around you. We're at a beach, nice and calm. Birds are cawing overhead as the waves smash into the shore, and you hear the chatter of people. And as you look around, you realize this is the Eoxian nude beach. There are lots of undead. Their decomposing skin artfully carved into intricate patterns.
Quick question: how much is the roll for the fucking cure serum?
Should be 1d8 plus 1.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, that's 8.
All right. You're feeling better, Phaedra. Feeling a little bit better.
Are you? Are you really?
Well, she was for a moment. As you see many, many unrobed and unclothed undead walking around.
I was not prepared for this. Not prepared. Captain, I believe this falls into your category of what to do.
I don't know. I mean, if you want to go ahead and disrobe, be my guest, but that's up to you.
No.
I mean,
no.
I'm not usually a prude, but come on.
I feel that somebody's got to do it, and it can't be me because I'm wearing this lovely new cape, and I can't just let it fall on the ground like that.
Absco sighs and like just goes ahead and strips.
Yeah, Phaedra's gonna like step forward and drop trowel. Let's go.
All right, so Absco and Phaedra start stripping.
I mean,
You see
is it,
the telltale little floating robot or floating drone cameras like zooming in.
is there like surf? Like, is there like does the water look clean?
The water looks beautiful and clean.
Absco bolts for the water.
The water
holographic
feels nice
water.
and mildly temp. Middle of summer. It's kind of warm but cooling at the same time. The tang of salt air strikes you full in the face as the waves crash over you.
Now, mind you, Absco has like their utility belt with their holster like kind of slung over one shoulder, and they're 7 feet tall. So unless the waves are gigantic, they aren't going to be crashing over it.
No,
Or
not
them.
crashing over you, but crashing against you, I should say. Nice,
Okay.
smooth rolls against you. It's a very peaceful, calm place.
Yeah, I'm gonna wade into the water and wash this blood off my fur.
Okay, you wade into the water and you start trying to wash, and it appears the blood is disappearing from you.
Everybody put your clothes back on.
That's an interesting side effect of a hologram to be able to wash away the. I look around. Are there? I don't know. Is there a group playing volleyball?
Yes, there is a group playing volleyball.
Please describe that for me. I'd love.
I'm sure it's riveting.
Well, one of them, as you're watching, you see this very, what you would assume in life was a very well-built human who goes diving for the ball, and as he lands, his arm comes off, and then he picks up his arm and scoops up the ball and tosses it back to the other one, picking up his arm with his other hand and just scooping it up. And then he waves at you, waving his disembodied arm at you.
I'm gonna build
And
a
then kind of
sandcastle.
motions for you to come on.
I'm gonna try and build a sandcastle with this holographic sand.
Okay, you set to work building a sand castle.
I'll head over to the.
The sand responds just as you would expect it to. This is the most beautiful sand for building a sand castle.
I start a splash fight with Phaedra.
Yeah, let's do this.
Can I? Okay, something's not right.
What? Something's not right.
Can I make a perception check and see if I can see if anything's weird about this besides the obvious?
Yes, you can. Roll a perception check.
Okay, 18.
As far as you can see, okay, so it's a hologram, but it is an extremely real hologram. But it is so encompassing that you don't even know which way is back, which way is forward anymore from the room you were in. You may as well be on a beach.
Okay. Well, what are you thinking?
We should all regroup here
At the sandcastle?
at my sand fortress.
Sandcastles in the sand. Got it.
Yep, and get our clothes on and talk about what we're going to do next, because we can't just have a day at the beach with these drones following us around naked.
Sure, I'll join up and wait for everyone to get dressed. Are you guys coming in from the water?
I feel like we're still having a splash fight. I mean, we're in the surf. It's loud.
Yeah, we're
They're naked in the surf having a splash fight.
Cool story.
Just having the time of their lives.
Do you want to go get them, and I'll go talk to this guy over at the volleyball court to see if maybe we're supposed to interact with these holograms?
I guess I could do that.
If you just want to bring them all over to me, then maybe all of us can stick together. I'll start the conversation.
Miu, can I do a profession psychologist check to see if this whole thing is going to have like some serious like psychological like deficits to us?
Nice.
Go ahead.
Good idea.
It's like I just feel like we're just gonna get like Stockholm syndrome or some shit.
Okay. As you're a 16, all right. As you're playing in the surf, your professional psychologist mind is just working overtime in the background, and something niggles at you. You realize that this is a place. It's very soothing, and I mean, despite the oddity of what an Eoxian nude beach would be like, you know, a bunch of undead running around naked having fun. You start to realize that it could be a sort of a trap, that you end up stuck here because you don't really want to leave.
Can I sense motive on the holograms?
Go ahead, sense motive on the holograms.
That's a 22.
They are dancing bits of light who seem to have a pre-programmed motivation for all that they do.
Oh, I have another
Now,
one.
One thing, between Absco and Phaedra, as you're playing in the surf, there is one thing that strikes you. Except for y'all, everything that you're looking at, assuming it's all a hologram, is fake. It's not real.
Can I try a survival check to see if I can get a sense of direction, like orientation in the space?
Sure.
That's a 3.
3, you have no idea. You have completely lost your orientation as far as the room versus the hologram.
Yeah.
I will also do a survival check. 21.
Phaedra, you think you know which direction would be the doorways.
When the room was still white, did we see an exit?
On the other side of the room. Same as always. Just a door directly across on the other side of the room.
I'm gonna shout to the team here. Just, I think I know which way we can get out of here, and
And it is further
don't
out
wanna get stuck here.
into the ocean. The way you think was out.
so.
I'm gonna do a perception check to see if I see a boat.
Okay.
17.
17, you're fairly certain that there are no boats out there.
Can I also do a survival check just to see while I'm walking over to the water?
Okay.
It's a 20.
You are also fairly certain that the way out, further out into the water.
I would like to walk back to where I started, so wherever my footprints began, because I mean, I haven't actually moved very much yet. So, can I see?
Not a whole lot.
Can I move back to that?
You can see where your footprints, oddly enough, seem to just continue on, as though you came from far up on the little cliffside, you know, coming down to the beach.
All right, I am going to go using the captain's sandcastle for reference. I want to move back to, because Kira started building that before I moved. I want to move back to where my footprints make me feel like this is where I was.
Okay, give me a survival check. Let's see if you can get a good sense of that.
A 10.
You keep moving away from the castle. Like, I don't think it was. I think it was further back, and you moved that way a little bit. No, I think it was closer. You've completely lost where you come in, where you came in at this point. Your footprints say that you came from that. Your whole group came down the walkway, as though you'd always been here, and just came through the entrance.
Okay, so
Wait,
I'm
we have their clothes. They shucked their clothes. And Phaedra's clothes at least would still be on the beach, right?
Nice. Now you can find their clothes where they shucked them.
So we know that's where Phaedra was standing, and in relation to that, we should be able to figure out where we were standing.
There you go.
So
okay. So here's a simple idea. What if one of us goes? Okay, so we meet up where my sandcastle is. One of us goes one way, one of us goes the other way, and we find walls.
So are you screaming this from the shore while we're still in the water?
No, I'm by you guys now.
Oh, okay. You're by us. Okay.
I was walking down the water. So.
Okay. I just picture you in your hat and in your cape and like being a mom at the water, be like, "Come in from the shore, come in." So yeah, Absco's gonna be like, "Oh, I'll swim out."
All right.
Okay.
Wait, what check would that be?
survival.
Yeah, because they got rid of swim, didn't they?
Can we do acrobatics?
I believe that is the skill that, or athletics would be the skill.
Poop. I cannot do that.
Okay. I can't either. Phaedra, what
Phaedra.
about you?
You look big and strong.
I just call out, come in, come back to the castle.
I'm going to start like butterfly swim, like
Okay.
I just start shaking my head.
Your
further
athletics check.
out. 16.
Okay. You begin swimming. As you go further out, the waves, of course, start to get larger. Little ways out, enough that you're having to kind of duck under the waves. It seems to you as though the ocean goes on forever and ever and ever.
If I put my head under the water, do I see anything underwater?
What appears to be an ocean floor. Not too deep here. Maybe 9-10 feet, nice shallow kind of drop.
I call out to Absco, and I'm like, Absco, come in. I need one of you who has a gun.
All right. Yeah, Absco tromps back in the water, looking a little bit sour, and walks over to Angus.
So from where I'm standing, I have Absco put their clothes back on. Put your clothes back on. And then what kind of role would it be?
Does Absco put their clothes back on?
Yeah, I'm like, do what they're gonna do.
Absco does.
Absco just looks all.
Well, I mean, by clothes, like the one garment that they wear and their holster.
Right.
Right. And what role would I do? I don't know if it'd be a computer's or a perception or what, to try and remember, based on where I'm standing, where one of the hologram emitters was in the wall.
So are you trying to remember, or are you trying to like put the pieces together based on the images, like where one would have to be?
That. I'm trying to figure out where.
Physical science. Or
Hey,
potentially
a
engineering,
nat
but-
20. So a
Nice.
21.
Except it is untrained.
Okay, so I can't use it? I don't know how that works.
Theoretically, no, I think it was you got some negatives to it. I think they changed that up in Starfinder. I can't remember.
Okay.
You put the pieces together. I'll respect the nat 20 on the table.
Kind, generous DM.
You look at it and you're kind of trying to guess, just trying to look at it and go, okay, with the light, and there was something in that general direction, and you think you have a pretty good idea of where
Okay.
you would need to aim were you to target one of these.
I picture Angus doing this, like holding Absco's hand with the pistol.
Exactly.
And kind of doing it like a pool player does, trying to teach someone else pool, but
Mhm.
not
Okay.
in the weird overtones way. This is how you bend
don't-
over.
I don't know, Absco. Maybe you need a sense motive on that.
Let's see. That's a 16.
It doesn't feel weird.
So it feels natural?
Yes, it feels
Yes.
completely natural. Take that as you will.
Because the whole time I'm saying, okay, so based on what I'm remembering and what I'm seeing here, it looks like right about there is where the hologram emitter, one of the hologram emitters should be. So if you take that out, maybe we can find a wall easily and start working our way through.
All right, so I'm going to roll to shoot. Oh, gosh. That's a 12.
12, you fire your pistol off. At first, it seems to just carry on forever off into the horizon until there is a sparking and the entire world around you shifts and wavers in a nausea-inducing fashion.
Oof.
Can I get fort saves from everyone?
No.
Not my best. Oh, but that was a good roll.
Another nat 20.
Goodness.
Okay.
14.
Okay.
19 for Absco.
20.
All right. Kira, you feel a little nauseous. Like you're just standing there, and all of a sudden, the entire world around you just shifts and shakes and twists, and up is down and down is left, and it's weird. And then it all kind of rights itself a little bit. Phaedra, you're in the water, like looking down, so it's a little less intense for you. Just like all of a sudden, it seems like there's no water. There's a white tile floor, and then there's water, and then Absco, you were expecting this, and Angus, you were. This is exactly what you wanted to happen. So you were fully ready for this, focused on that one little spot up in the wall. It definitely shorts out. Like it looks like now, up in the sky, there is just the sparking something. I'd say probably a half dozen of the people that were on the beach are gone.
Okay, so
Oh,
I would
so-
like. I'm gonna
Do what?
run back to the beach, and like up higher on the beach near my sandcastle, and
Okay.
I'm going to pick up Phaedra's clothes.
Okay.
Are they still there?
Yes, they are.
Okay, I'm gonna pick them up, and
Okay.
I'm gonna bring them back down to Phaedra, or like leave them on the shore so she can get back there and put her clothes on. But I want to
Okay.
try something.
Awesome.
Okay.
I just want to walk into the water. Just keep walking.
Give me a will save.
7.
You feel as you start walking in there, you're holding your breath, right? Right, you're holding your breath,
Yeah.
or not holding your breath. Okay, you're holding your breath. You're going, you're going, you're going, and now you've gotten to the point where you can't hold your breath anymore.
Do you guys think I'm gonna
What do you do
drown?
at that point?
I take a breath.
What do you feel like you're drowning.
Shit.
You are certain that you're drowning, that you just sucked in a bunch of water. Like the panic sets in, you feel like you're drowning.
Is Phaedra nearby?
Do you know?
Does Phaedra see me?
Phaedra, give me a perception check. I'll give you a perception check to see if you see Kira.
19.
You see Kira standing on what looks to be standing on the ocean floor. Take a breath and then start like panicking.
I'm gonna go get this bitch.
All right. Athletics.
Nice.
22.
Swim down. You swim down and you're able to grab her.
Well, now we swim up.
Okay. And swim up with her. That's fine. You can get her up there. Kira, you are coughing and hacking it up.
Now, why
Like
did
just
you do that?
water pouring out of your lungs.
You were drowning.
None of this is real. I would have been fine.
Looked like you drowning was real.
It looked like it.
Did it feel like it?
A little bit.
Okay, well,
But this is a bunch of light tricks from these machines. I could have kept going.
I turned to Angus. Okay.
Yes. I was going to ask how his cape feels with all of that water soaking into the fabric.
He can make me another one. I'll keep him busy.
I just like, is it dragging you down? Do you feel
The cape feels waterlogged.
okay? That's just kind of cool. What were you saying, Absco?
So I turned to Angus and I'm like, can you show me where the other one is?
Yeah. So since I saw them before you came in, can I tell roughly how far to the next one? Was it like every 5 feet or every 10 feet?
You saw a bunch of them in a whole bunch of different positions, hitting virtually every angle in this room.
All right.
So you know there's a lot of them.
Well, I think we just keep working along the wall. Absco, I think we just keep working our way along the wall and see if we can find at least the way to the door. What was the check we did?
Physical sciences.
Physical
Do you have it?
sciences.
I do not. It's not trained for me.
Does anyone in our group have physical sciences?
Phaedra does
Well
not.
then,
No,
No, absolutely 0 people in this group.
I have life science.
Right. So based on destroying the one, would I start?
all right. I'll tell you what, Kira, roll me a life science.
24.
Even though you felt like you were drowning, you know that you are not showing any of the signs of having actually been drowning, because you're able to talk just fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna push off of Phaedra, road, and sink back down. Then take myself a deep breath before I do that,
Okay?
and I'm gonna continue walking the way that I was walking out into
Alright.
the ocean.
Give me that will save. Get some bonuses on the
Oh.
Jiminy crickets.
I have a
Just-
+5. What is
Fight.
life?
Despite knowing that it's all fake. Can't help it. Get to the point where you can't hold your breath any longer. Take that breath in and you feel like you're drowning again. Phaedra, you see Kira like push off, go down to the bottom, go walking, and after a while take another breath and start drowning again. This time though, she's further out and a lot deeper.
Yeah. All right. So, is there an option to just keep going?
There is an option to try. Absolutely.
Okay. What kind of check would that be?
Well, no, you can just keep trying to push forward, but as far as you're concerned right now, you are drowning.
Okay. Well, let me try to swim back up.
Okay, athletics check.
Well, that's not gonna go well, but hey.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. 16.
16. It's not pretty, but you managed to like doggy paddle your way up to the top. Your lungs just screaming for air as you hit the top, and again, you feel like you expel a whole bunch of water. You're trying to catch a breath, and give me a fort save.
18.
Okay, you managed to like hack up a whole bunch of water. You don't feel good. Your chest hurts like you wouldn't believe.
All right. Well, let me start swimming back to shore.
So while Kira's swimming back to shore, how big was the room when we first walked in?
Room was maybe 100 feet by 100 feet.
So
As far as you can tell, like if you're looking out, it looks like Kira's way out there.
yeah. So when Kira gets closer, how far could I throw a shock grenade if I were going to do that?
His range is 20 feet. So you should be able to throw it at your furthest, I think 4 times that.
So that's good. Does Phaedra have grenades as a specialization? Is that something that they can use?
It is.
I'm going to call out to Phaedra. Phaedra, would you get your fur butt back over here?
Phaedra's ears like droop down because Angus is yelling at her. She's just gonna swim sadly back to shore.
And I turned to Absco and I was like, Absco, see if you can, I don't know, would he, if I used engineering, would I be able to maybe give him some direction on where the next one might be to start shooting?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, perception. 15?
15. Okay. As you turn to Absco, you go to talk to him, and it looks like his face is just beginning to slough off.
Oh,
That's creepy.
I don't like this.
It's just slipping off.
No.
Absco, you look at Angus, and it looks like his skin is beginning to just fall apart.
Nope, don't like it.
I think we need to get out of here quickly.
See if you can find the next one emitter and just keep trying to shoot them down. Because we don't
All right.
live here.
As you see Phaedra walking up, one of her ears seems to fall off.
Does Phaedra notice?
Phaedra, give me a perception check.
15.
Something is different about Angus and Absco. They look less alive. Bits of them seem to be just falling off. In fact, as you watch, Absco loses like 3 fingers.
Phaedra, pick up a grenade and throw it. Because all of us are starting to look like undead. Or at least all of you are. I don't know. Can I tell do I look fine to myself? Or do I look?
Well, there isn't really a mirror for you to look into, but
I
as
can
you
look
look
at
down at yourself, you look fine.
Okay, cool. So,
All right, yeah. I'm gonna. What do I got here? Yeah, I've got like 5 frag grenades, so.
I have a shock grenade. I don't know if that would work better against electricity, against emitters. So, I'll hand you one of those.
Alrighty, and then just. Where do you want me to throw this?
So, from where I'm standing, towards the sand castle would be straight ahead of us from when we came in.
Yep.
So,
Sandcastle is between you and the water, and the water seems to be the way forward.
so I just point out that direction. I'm like, just
Kira
throw it as far
comes
as you
crawling
can.
back up from the surf,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
and
we can wait
to
for
the
you to be
3
like-
of you, she looks exactly like a skeleton, with just little bits of flesh clinging to her.
Oh.
Okay, can
You
I
know
like,
it's Kira
feel,
because of the big pink cape.
Can I feel
and
myself? Do I
floppy
still feel okay?
You feel just fine. But
Oh,
as you look up, it looks like Angus and Absco and Phaedra are just sloughing skin and fur, and, you know, Angus's horns are falling off.
What?
I've been in that fake
No.
water too long.
Mm-mm.
Let me just say that, like, if we get fan art for this, I will be so happy.
Because you're the
It's
only.
like undead versions of stuff. Yes, I am still naked.
Yes, Phaedra is still completely naked, which is, you know, kind of academic at this point.
Throw
Alright,
the Dom
so-
grenade.
All right, so I'm just gonna I'm just gonna launch this thing. Maybe not. 11.
You do one of those, like, I'm going to launch this, and you release just a little bit late, and you watch in horror as it strikes the sand at your feet and just kind of stops.
Run.
Yeah, I'm gonna run.
I'm
Can I
gonna.
kick it? Just like kick it
Sure.
away.
Go ahead, kick it. You kick it, and it goes flying right toward the volleyball court. And the guy that was waving Angus over, he just like happens to turn as it lands in his mouth and explodes.
Oops.
There are sparks, and the whole world shifts and shakes around you. Give me fortitude saves.
16.
7.
16.
15.
All right, this one was a little more jarring. Like, nobody was quite as ready for this one, but everyone manages to like keep it together, hold their lunch down as this guy's head explodes, and everyone that was playing volleyball is now gone.
I'm so glad I start talking to those people.
Absco's gonna make it for the water. I'm like, if that's the way out, I'm just gonna try.
Okay.
I'm following.
Well, what do we see over
Kira is determined to drown herself.
where the volleyball court is? Is there still sand and stuff, or were the emitters
Yes.
damaged? Can we see wall?
There's sand there. You can't see the room beyond.
I'm gonna like scream back as I'm walking away. I'm gonna be like, "It's this way, y'all. Let's go, and we'll all try. And then if some of us don't make it, it's okay because none of it is real."
Says the skeleton.
I'm gonna look at
Skeleton
Phaedra.
Kira is just Do-do-do-do-do.
I look at Phaedra and I'm like, are you sure the captain wasn't replaced with some robot that wants to murder us? Because she's
I still have sunglasses too.
kill us. And then I'm going to throw my other shock grenade past the two of them if I can.
Ooh.
Okay.
Who is trying to kill who now?
That's an 18.
18. Angus hucks his grenade over Absco and Kira, and it lands in the water. Now, Absco and Kira, I want you to give me will saves.
That's a 19 for Absco.
Maybe you'll roll a 4 this time.
20.
Nice.
Not natural.
Okay. You each take 6 damage from the shot grenade going off.
Okay.
But interestingly enough, although the shock seems to arc along the water, it didn't seem to do any extra damage to you.
And no effect on the emitters at all.
Again, the whole world just kind of zaps. Now this seems to arc everywhere. And for just a minute, you can see the floor where the water was, and then it's covered back with water.
Phaedra turns to Angus and she says, Angus, I have an idea.
Would you like to gore this water?
No, but I think you should supernova where you think these emitters are.
Aye. That
Kira
that
and
is
Absco,
perfect.
Angus, or Undead Angus, just threw a shock grenade at you.
past them.
He threw it from behind you to in front of you.
Thanks.
No, Absco's like undeterred. They are just gonna keep on walking forward.
All right. You just walk into the water?
Yep,
All right, we'll save.
that's a 14.
Absco, you're walking through the water. You get to the point where you can't hold your breath anymore. You take a nice deep breath, and you feel fine.
Okay.
I'm with him, by the way. Still. Natural 20.
Nice.
Kira,
Finally.
you take your breath and you just wait for that feeling of drowning, and it doesn't come.
I keep
Feel
freaking
fine.
walking.
Mm-hmm.
Kira, you see a big red button.
No!
Push the button.
Bum, 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 bum. Everything disappears. Phaedra, you are naked and wounded. All the blood you washed away, not that. Now it's still there. The entire
Took off
thing
my
just
fucking
is
clothes.
gone. Everything is gone. There's scorch marks on the ground. There's broken transmitters. You are back inside a nice white room.
I'm gonna pick up my clothes and start putting them back on.
And whoosh,
You know, this was
Doors to
very
the
freeing.
a very freeing experience.
Yeah.
Kira, I don't know why you gave me that look. I told you there was a big red button in here.
And you all don't want me to press the buttons, but that's how we get to the next room.
We like to
That's fair.
explore a little before you hit the red button.
And y'all thought I was crazy for walking in the water that's not even real.
I mean, we had a good time, right? Right? We got to swim. We got to play in the sand.
I guess.
Sand
This is-
fortress.
This is better than spike traps.
True.
It is better than spike traps. That's true.
You know, none of us would have gotten injured in this room if it wasn't for you.
You killed yourself, and you only healed yourself after killing Kira twice in the last room. Perhaps you should check your face.
The doors open. May proceed. The fourth
Do you
and
need more
final
health?
round.
Absco, do you still need healing?
Yeah, I'm at 9 of 22, so
Whew.
wouldn't
I'm
suck.
an 8.
What did you say, Megan?
I'm an 8 of 22.
Do you have spells to heal yourself and Absco?
Only the one.
Well, are you going to use it now, or are you going to...
I'm gonna wait.
That's actually, I think that's very smart.
All right, well, I have an extra Mark 1, so I'll give it to Absco so he can heal himself.
I mean, I look at Angus and I'm like, hold on to it. We don't know what's coming up. We don't know.
I have one last one for myself.
Oh, okay.
So,
So-
you burned all of yours on Phaedra. So
All right, fair enough.
okay, are we ready to face the next one? The last one?
I think so.
Oh god.
Enter a dark cave-like room. See the hallway. There are weird, creepy, crawly sounding noises. It's quiet.
Well, we're not in danger, so I can't start photonic attuning now. All right, I'm going to move forward along the middle of the cave route until I can see more of it. So move 15 feet forward to where the cave sort of bottlenecks.
Absco's gonna move next to Angus and then roll perception.
Right. You can see where the cave continues to just kind of curve around.
Yeah, I think perception checks are good to make sure there are no traps.
That is my thoughts. 17.
22.
Don't see anything that appears to be a trap, except for this entire place that you are in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow behind Angus.
I'm gonna go last behind everyone.
All right, I'm going to move up to this juncture and sort of peek around the edge to see if I can see anything.
See a fairly large room. Seems to be empty.
There's a large room up around the corner here, but it looks like there's 2 entrances on the opposite side, so let's try to die.
I'm gonna roll stealth and see if I can scout.
Oh, good idea.
Okay.
So 19 plus 13 is 32.
32. Okay.
So Absco's gonna
Gotcha.
move ahead and whispers into Angus's ear as they move past, like, let me just scout. And I move into the main room.
I'm seeing lots of shadow rolls.
Don't mind the shadow.
I'm gonna come down behind Angus.
All right, I'm gonna move into this area.
You can see as you look down hallway. Give me a perception check.
Yeah. That's a 17.
Do you have any kind of light on you? Or dark vision? I know the Noir have dark vision.
I think I have low light vision.
It is dark enough that you're going to need more than low light.
Then I do not. So I can sense the
Okay.
walls next to me, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. You can sense that there's a hallway here. With that 17 perception, though, coming from this general direction, you hear a scuttling sound
Oh,
that is
scuttling.
quite unnerving.
Yeah, Absco loves scuttling. Okay, they go back and report and be like, it's too dark to see ahead, and I hear some creepy crawlies.
So I'll step out, and do you tell us that you're having trouble seeing?
Yeah, it says it's too dark up ahead for me to see.
Okay. Then I'll unclip one of the shoulder lights from my golem armor, whatever stuff, and give it to him so he can have like a flashlight.
Sure.
Moving through. And
Give me a perception check, Angus.
oh goody. 8.
Okay. All right, 8.
Everything looks
Don't worry
great.
about it. Go ahead, keep going. Yeah,
Sure.
you're handing him a light. Whatever.
I'm going to step over here and then see if I can do a perception check in the direction that he was talking about.
Okay, so you hand him a light, and then you kind of move over this way.
I take 2 steps sort of southeast.
All right, Absco, he hands you a light. What do you do with the light?
Absco doesn't like lights because it interferes with stealth, but it's necessary, so they turn on the light, and yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yay.
That is when you see a pair of creatures. I'm going to share those.
Oh, no thank you.
Oh.
Extra no thank
One
you.
of them is a spindly, chitinous, looks almost like a, oh god, what are the bug race?
Sheeran.
I can't think of the name. Sheeran. Looks almost like a Sheeran, but I don't know, more primal.
Primitive?
Yeah, more primitive. The other one is just this monstrosity with these big horns and tentacle-looking things coming off of them, fins, two pairs of eyes, big teeth. This is a terrifying predator, a hulking beast.
I'm gonna be real here and say, like, this thing looks like a mutant Bulbasaur.
I was gonna say evil Pokemon. Evil Pokemon.
Pretty much, it looks like an evil mutant Bulbasaur. Please roll initiatives. And now, Angus, you may start attuning, as I'm certain you will do quite suddenly.
Oh yes. Nice. A +0 initiative is the best.
I know, right?
Ooh.
All right.
That's a
Phaedra. Phaedra just is ready to go, like just battle rage as this chitinous being, this chitinous humanoid being just kind of screeches at you. Rah!
Alrighty.
What does Phaedra do?
Come on, soldier.
Let me look.
You are in this cavernous-like structure, having just come in the door, and there's a few openings out of this fairly large rectangular chamber. Coming up from the south is where these creatures suddenly appeared out of the darkness when Absco turned on the light. Angus was too busy making sure Absco had his light, and then the sudden light kind of threw off his dark vision before he could see it. So Angus is the closest to these things, a mere, what is that, 10, 15 feet away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Phaedra is going to go east 15 feet and then charge at the.
Okay, charge actually has to be a single move.
Oh, okay.
So you
never
won't get the
mind.
charge
I'm going
bonuses
to-
here, yeah.
Then I'm just going to come up to it and attack.
Okay, you come up just north of it, preparing to attack it.
Wow, that's a 9.
A 9 is
Oh,
not
no.
going to hit it. The sudden light is throwing off your dark vision, and you're having trouble as you swing right through it. Absco.
So Absco is going to target the smaller of the enemies and is going to do the world famous trick attack using
right.
stealth. That's a 15, so that trick is not going to fly.
Oh no.
So
you are on your home turf.
Absco just did some calisthenics in spot, like, you know, and then pulls the weapon.
Absco
and
just does a burpee.
Yeah, basically. So 13 versus. Cool, it's a hit.
That does hit. You do manage to come up from your burpee and fire a shot at it.
Burpee down, pew! 5 damage.
Doing 5 damage to it.
And
This-
Absco's going to stay there and start to fade into the background.
Okay, this chitinous beast screeches at you, Phaedra,
No, thank you.
as it whips out a survival knife and attempts to shove it up into your ribs with
Wow.
a 30. I think that does hit.
Oh. +11 day.
As it does 7 damage. It shanks you pretty good. Your stamina allows you to kind of shake it off right now, but you know you don't have much more left. And then it's going to just step away from you.
Okay.
Back into some more darkness here. Angus.
Oh. Well, I will photonic attune,
Okay?
and then I'm
The
gonna be
pink motes begin to just glitter around you.
super stupid. I'm gonna flick out my axe, and then I'm gonna stellar rush
Nice.
to.
I do not see where here it is.
Oh, I'm
there.
sorry. In between. The two.
Yes, if you were to rush past this this Rikrichi, he would get an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay. Now the stellar rush will only impact on one of them, not both, right?
Correct.
I do not know how terrible an idea this is. But, oh Jesus. I call back to Kira. Kira, do you have any idea what these things are? Like, can you do a life science check or something?
I can't see them from where I'm
Oh, you can see them. Absco has shined his light on them.
Oh, okay. Well, I just mean from where I'm standing.
You saw the one there, and you can see. Yeah, you can see them.
Okay.
You can see them. No problem.
I can probably do that.
Yeah, life science for one, and then I think it's mysticism for the other. For the big one.
Oh.
Or is there an arcana?
I believe that would be
thing that I'm
mysticism.
missing? I think it
Yeah.
is. I think it did get wrapped up in mysticism. Okay. Yep. So a life science for one, and then a mysticism for the other.
Life science is 13.
Okay. You have
Mysticism.
heard of these. Okay. Pair of 13s. You've heard of these creatures. The Rikrichi is spindly and deliberate chitinous filter feeders. Natives of Axios, a lonely watery planet with a fairly eccentric orbit. And then the other one is a crest eater, which you know to be a Kasatha native that eats bones and can actually kind of melt your bones with the venom in its mouth.
Esco shouts out, "What are the chances that they're on the game show too?"
I don't know about that, but don't let them bite you. Either one, because it'd just be bad.
All right, Angus, what you got?
Man, I am nervous, but I think I have to. I can stellar rush to here, right above the Rikrichi, and
Okay.
attempt to hit him.
So you charge the Rikrichi, trying to shove him back into the hallway.
Yes.
Yes, it's your melee versus his,
Okay. Sorry, I don't do melee attacks very often.
right?
14.
14 will hit.
Oh.
Woot.
As you slam into him with a stellar rush, there's as you're running and like pink fire is starting to take over, and you manage to push him back 5 feet.
Cool. And he takes 5
Smashing
points of
into him
damage.
as he just gets, he gets hit with the stellar fire.
Don't you also
Seem-
get to
seem
wound
to
him with the
hurt.
axe?
No, because he makes a bull rush with the stellar
okay.
rush.
Right.
You
When
make a
you,
bull rush with the fire instead of an attack.
Okay.
right.
This crest eater roars, and it is going to spit venom at Angus. Ooh, which hits.
Ugh.
Angus, this venom comes flying out of its mouth, landing all over you, and you feel it begin eating into your bones as you take 1 con damage.
Ooh.
And that's against EAC? Ouch.
Yep. Because it's a venom. Kira.
All right. I'm gonna move up to the wall so that I am not at risk of being spat at.
Oh.
So right here.
Pardon me, I'm sorry. You do get a fort save against that, so I'll give you that.
Oh, okay.
And actually, it should be KAC. I don't know why it's put in as EAC.
If it's KAC,
I
it
just
should not
double checked
touch.
it. So, okay, cool. Then
Yeah,
never mind.
My KAC is 17.
They misted that. They miscoded it.
Okay.
All right. So no, you're good. You're good.
So I'm gonna move.
It hits you and doesn't get through to your skin.
Okay.
Okay, so I moved
Alright.
to the wall, so I'm kind of like I
Mhm.
can like peek around if I need to, or move
Yep.
to either.
Kira
end.
runs up to the wall like, "Oh my god, don't get me! Don't get me! Don't get me!"
And I'm gonna stay right here until someone needs me to kill them.
All right.
That's my turn.
And with that, That's all the time we have for today's episode.
Oh,
I'm so scared.
Tune in next time to find out, will they actually survive this game show? Until then, for ExQueerience Points, I'm Miyu. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Miyu Plays Games.
I'm your Eoxian coroner. You can catch me at EQ Points.
I'm Taylor. You can find me on Twitter at Milky Games. Games is spelled Gaymes.
I'm Megan. You can find me on Twitter at Dungeons and Meg.
I'm Punder. You can find me on Twitter at PunderDrone.
And we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.